Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Murray, and I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of The Gift of Giving. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this is the program that focuses on the nonprofits, foundation, and 501c3s right here in the state of Nevada. Our guests are those who are giving back to the community and making our state a brighter and better place. This week, our guests are we have Michael Jones, founder and president of Music for Hope, and we also have Tony Jackson, founder of the fundraiser Operation Music. Welcome, both of you, to our program today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for our viewers, you probably recognize Tony Jackson. She is one of the sponsors, her and her team. She's Mama's Wranglers at the Firelight Barn. And I'm very proud and pleased to have them as sponsor of the Gift of Giving. So thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
And to Mama's Wranglers for being one of the sponsors. Okay, before we get into your fundraiser, Michael, can you give us a brief overview of the organization and when you actually founded it, Music for Hope?
Sure. Music for Hope was actually the idea came about in the late 1980s, and I was working as a concert promoter in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And originally it was a fundraiser for a homeless group in Los Angeles called Home for the Homeless. And we did a series of concerts in Los Angeles to raise money for their programs.
Mm-hmm.
We got interrupted by the Gulf War, and it canceled the last half of the projects. So in 1994 or 93, I moved to Las Vegas. 3 months after I moved to Las Vegas, the Northridge earthquake hit in Southern
Mm-hmm.
California, right where I lived. And I barely unpacked. I just got here
Mm-hmm.
to Las Vegas. And I started getting phone calls from people here. Hey, you're that concert promoter guy that does stuff for nonprofits. We need your help. We want to do some fundraisers to help earthquake victims. And so I said, sure, I'm there. We started working on that project, and it kind of fell apart. And because I didn't have any connections here in Las Vegas yet, all my connections were still in LA. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to start a nonprofit production company, and we're going to call it Music for Hope. So I incorporated Music for Hope in February of 1994, 31 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we went from producing concerts for small nonprofits and fundraisers. We worked with the Wild Wing Project, the Gilcrease Nature Sanctuary,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of small theaters here in Las Vegas. And then I came up with the idea, we need to do more than this. So I came up with a program to collect used musical instruments and refurbish them and give them to kids. And that's where our primary programs for 25 years was our program to get kids involved in music. And just recently, we've actually had to discontinue that program because things have changed so much in 30 years. But we received our 501c3 in 1997, and we've been going actually all over the country since then. We've had, at one time, we had chapters in 7 states and a chapter in Canada. And every time a large disaster, 9/11, killed us for a little bit. And then we came back from that, and we had a chapter in Charlottesville, Virginia actually, we still have a chapter in Charlottesville,
Mm-hmm.
Virginia, and one in Fresno, California now. And actually, we do more there than we do here in Las Vegas currently.
Well, I think that's going to change.
Yeah,
That's right.
definitely.
But, well, one thing I saw on your website, and I don't know if this happens here in Las Vegas, but it looks like you do music for memories at senior centers. Is that program still going? And is it right here in Las Vegas?
Yes, that's our primary program here in Las Vegas. And we perform it anywhere from 4 to 10 senior centers or memory care centers, assisted livings, 8 to 10 a month. And
Wow.
a lot of them I do myself.
Uh-huh.
I've found over the years that I have a real problem with volunteers, especially in Las Vegas. It's such a mobile community. I'll get volunteers, and then all of a sudden they disappear, and they move back to Omaha. They wanted to volunteer somewhere to learn about the community.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, I want to get involved in this. This is great. And then after a couple of weeks, they go back to Omaha. I hate Las Vegas. I couldn't stand it there, and they disappear on me. So
So you end up doing most of them yourself.
yeah. So I finally resigned. So you know what? I don't really want to be that big. I don't want to take on more than I don't want to disappoint, especially kids or seniors. I don't want to disappoint anybody. So if I can't follow through with it myself, I won't do it. I've got to be something that are within my resources to make sure that I can follow through on.
Well, now you're going to do it from a totally different angle. Right now, you've been dealing with senior centers. You have done things for children in the past, and you're going to be doing for the children in the future or currently right now.
Yeah.
So you're the founder of Operation, but it's not just you, Operation Music, but it's not just you. This is part of your Wranglers team that's going to be involved in this. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
And you're going to be going into schools.
Yes, yes.
Okay. We're going to show a little brief video. I believe you wrote the title song for this video.
Yes.
That we're going to show. Yes. And this is focuses on children in the streets. And please, let's turn around and let's have a look at this video. We'll watch it for a couple of minutes.
There's a melody in the heart of a child, needs a chance to be heard. There's a song we can all sing along, doesn't need any words. It all begins with a solitary note, a single ray of hope. Let the music ring, let the children sing, spread the magic everywhere, in a world we all share. Free the child in your heart, let the magic do its part, and music will ring. Let the children sing.
Okay, that was quite an amazing video that you put together there, and good songwriting abilities there, Michael. Very, very talented, more ways than one. And I think this is going to be the perfect segue into your program, Operation Music. Please stay with us, folks. We're going to be right back after the sponsorship break, and we're going to be talking about Tony's Operation Music fundraiser for schools.
Budget deficits, national debt, presidential elections, government shutdowns, global conflicts in Europe, global conflicts in the Middle East, global pandemics, interest rates, rising inflation. Markets go up and markets go down for reasons nobody can control. Don't let the volatility of the stock market determine the quality of your retirement. Your financial strategy can make all the difference. I'm Joshua Dowden. At Priority Wealth Partners, your goals are our goals. We believe people can live better lives with smart financial education and knowledge. We work closely with clients to match strategy with individual needs. Our personal financial strategies have helped investors accomplish their goals while reducing market volatility, and we can help you too. You've worked hard to get where you are now. Your financial plan should work hard for you in retirement. Conveniently located in downtown Summerlin, my name's Joshua Dowden. Call me today for a free consultation. 702-808-6513. That's 702-808-6513.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. And I'd like to welcome back Tony Jackson and Michael Jones
Thanks.
for being with us today. Okay, Tony, you start off. What is the goal of Operation Music before we get into all the specifics?
Well,
Give us
we
the goal.
want to reach as many children as possible and impact their lives in a musical direction. So, Operation Music, we left it general and didn't just close it off for kids, but this project right now is for kids. But we also believe in the power of music for seniors and homebound individuals and everything. So, yeah. But right now we're focusing on getting this assembly into schools, as many in the Clark County School District as possible. And we know that the Clark County School District is one of the largest in the nation. So there's a
Yes.
lot of schools. And but the opportunity for us to impact lives, again, we believe in the power of music, and that the power of music can be for the good or for the bad. And we want to encourage children to play a musical instrument. So I don't think that it has to be any lavish or big instrument or expensive instrument, even something as simple as just playing spoons. But what happens when you play a musical instrument is it helps the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain form a little bridge. So you can be in both sides of your brain at the same time. And of course, for those of you that have done any brain study, you know that one side is our logical side, facts and numbers, and our other side is our creative side. So if we can get these kids into both sides of their brain at the same time, they can learn information faster, they can retain information longer. That shows an increase in their score testing ability. It helps them develop discipline, greater discipline, and so many benefits for being involved with music in general, but playing a musical instrument for sure is what helps form that bridge in their brain so that they can be in both sides of the brain at the same time. So we have done these assemblies since 2005, and we started in Utah, which is where we're originally from. And my children were the ages of elementary age kids at the time when we started it. And so the impact was so great at that time because kids could see other kids playing musical instrument. And then it became, oh yeah, if she can do it, I can do it. So as my children aged, then I thought, are we still going to have that ability to influence younger kids? And we do. And we have found that just the connection, I mean, my children, even though they're adults now, are still kids, they're still the Wranglers, and they still have a really great way of connecting with people in general, but a really kind nature towards children, and they just love being able to help children. So they still are able to influence them. We get emails and letters from teachers that said, that wasn't just for the kids, that was for us too. You inspired us. And so if we can take this program into all these schools and influence so many people, that's what will give us a benefit too.
Okay. But now, what does the actual program itself consist of? When you actually go into the school, what is it that you're presenting?
Okay, so we set up usually in their auditoriums or in their gyms or their cafeteria. And often there's no stage, so we're just at ground level with the kids. 95% of elementary schools cannot put their whole student body in at the same time, so we split it like K through 2 and then 3 through 5. And the children will come in and sit cross-legged on the floor, and we start off with a bang. We just start off with music and songs that are familiar to them. We do some clogging, we do some yodeling, and the kids are all just sitting there like, wow, what's happening? And it's just fun to see them. And then as they are clapping along or singing along and participating, getting involved, they start to feel that connection with us. And then we do the little segment where we talk about the brain and how important it is to be in both sides of our brain at the same time, and how playing a musical will help them. And then we encourage the children to go ask their parents if they can take music lessons, if they can join the school choir, if they can be involved in music. Oftentimes, parents' first thoughts are to get my kids in sports or different things like
Mhm.
that, and they often forget about the music side of things and how important that is. And so our goal is to spark that little interest in the children themselves, so that
Mhm.
they go home, mommy, I want to learn how to play the violin or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So you go to these schools. You've picked out. You're going to 12 schools, right? Now, is that like one a month? Is that how it's planned out? Or
No, we're trying to get as many in before school ends for this school year. So
Okay.
the end of May, and we're trying to get as many schools as we can, and as many schools as we get funding to be able to take it to. That's how many schools we'll do.
Okay.
So
Now you've already got 12. You've already selected those schools, or does
those
Clark County School District tell you which schools to go
no,
to?
they don't tell us. So oftentimes, before the pandemic, we were just approached by schools. Hey, we heard about your assembly. Can you come? And so we just had a waiting list, as because that's when we were touring a lot. And so we just had a waiting list when we were in town and we could fit them in. We would fit in as many as we could. And so that's how I expect that it's going to be now. Is once word starts getting out, then people will just start calling, and we'll get in as many as we can. And our goal is to do at least 2 every week.
Oh, wow.
And then if we can fit more in, then we will. That's our goal, is at least 2 a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an ambitious program
Yeah.
you've got.
Yeah.
So this will just be, it's not going to be like an ongoing thing at a specific school. You will go there once. And are you going to train other people to do the program for ongoing, or will you go
Well,
back every 3 to 6 months?
I'm with
or
Mike.
how does it work?
I don't know how many people would be interested in doing this, but we are, always welcoming people who want to jump on and get involved with it. But no, we feel like we will continue to do the program, Mama's Wranglers, as long as we can, because we know that we can make the connections. We know that we can make the difference in
Gotcha.
kids' lives. So
Okay. Now, when you say you have it in the cafeteria or in the gymnasium or assembly room or whatever, is it going to be open for kids of all ages? So it's going to be like when school finishes, then all the kids, no matter whether they're in first grade or fifth grade or whatever, they can all come and sit down on the floor in the cafeteria.
The goal is to have the assemblies during school time. So it will be, part of the day activities. And because it is an educational assembly as well as musical.
Okay. Now, you're having a specific fundraiser going on currently right now.
Mhm.
How much are you hoping to raise?
$10,000.
$10,000 from the community. Okay, folks,
Mhm.
$10,000, that's not necessarily a huge amount. So hopefully you'll get some corporations tuning in and listening and will want to share. If they do want to donate money, how can they donate money?
So that's part of what Mike can help answer. The funds are going to all be going into our 501c, so that it will be eligible for tax write-off purposes.
Okay.
Yeah, they can. You can make a donation to Operation Music using a Zelle, and the Zelle account is operationmusic@musicforhope.org,
Okay.
and that goes into an account that's specifically dedicated to Operation Music. Any donations made at that Zelle account will only go for this program.
Okay, but Zelle, not everybody deals with Zelle. I'm one that doesn't deal with Zelle. So if they want to write a check, and where would they mail it?
They need to make the check payable to Music for Hope, and then they mail it to the Firelight Barn, and then we will get that to him. And Firelight Barn is 546 South Boulder Highway, Henderson, 89015.
And they should put in the comments section Operation Music so that it's
Yes, definitely.
designated and spearheaded towards.
Right.
So there you have it, folks. If you're interested in donating, and I hope you will, and if you know any people that are musically inclined, please share this interview with them. I was going. Oh, I want to find out, how did this program actually start? Who reached out to who? How did this begin?
Interesting story. My next door neighbors invited me to go down and check out this show. They said, "We got this show we want you to see. It's really cool." So they took me down to the Firelight Barn. This was about 10 years ago. And before they had their facility that they have now, they were operating out of a little storefront. I think it was on Basic Street in Henderson. And so we went over there, and they had this wonderful barbecue dinner. And the kids, Mama's Wranglers, actually came out and served the dinner. So we came in and sat down. A few minutes later, they're coming out and they're bringing the barbecue and asking us what we want to drink. And then they got up on stage and they poured their hearts out. And there was clogging and singing and dancing. And it was just a wonderful show. And then for the next couple of weeks, every time I drove through Henderson, I would drive by the corner of Lake Mead and Boulder Highway, and I would see these kids standing on the street corner with signs that say, "Come follow me to the Firelight Barn." And so, wow, these are like the hardest working people in show business. I've never seen anything like that. They were just so dedicated, and they're all great musicians. And since music is my passion, I fell in love with the Firelight Barn and been following them ever since.
So then
he approached me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
that's right. So
then about 5 years ago, I approached her when they got into the new location they're at. Said, "Hey, you got your own little theater now. How about I'm looking for a venue. We want to do a program, Starving Artist Showcase for local songwriters and that." And we met at the barn and talked about that. And we started putting something together. And she told me about her program that she wanted to do, which is now Operation Music. And I said, "Hey, that's great. We've been doing that. Let's work together on these things." And then before we could meet for a follow-up meeting, the pandemic hit and they closed everything down. So I did not see them for years, actually, until recently. And she calls me up and says, "Hey,
It's
remember
time.
that thing? It's time. We got to get started on this."
Yep.
So we put together an agreement and we decided to partner up. And since that's very much in line with what Music for Hope is all about, and getting kids involved in music, said, "Hey, we're in." So, and then here we are.
And here we are. And hold those thoughts, folks. We're going to take another brief sponsorship break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Introducing Pacific Coast Capital, your partner in finance. We provide financing for your business. Speed, flexibility, and creativity are the foundation of our service. We'll help you navigate through change and opportunities. Our 90-plus years of experience ensures quick turnaround on loan decisions. Ride the wave to prosperity with us. Ready for new funding? Visit our website today at pacificcoastcap.com.
Country roads take me home to the place where I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Here comes a triple yodel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. And I'd like to welcome back our guest, Tony Jackson, Operation Music, the fundraiser for Michael Jones Music for Hope.
Thank you.
Thanks again for being with us. So Tony, you've got these 12 schools that you're going to be going into. When do you actually plan on starting to do them?
We've already started. We're
Good for
already
you.
in the schools. You know, the kids aren't getting any younger, so we got to get out there and
No.
get going. Yeah.
Yes.
None of us are getting any younger.
Right. I know.
I hate to tell you, but
that's true.
Now, now you've got this mold, if you will, going in here in the state of Nevada. I don't know whether there are many organizations similar to Mama's Wranglers through other states, but are there any plans to expand it to other states? Do you plan on taking it on tour?
Not
or
at this point.
Not at this point. You're
yeah.
just gonna do what you can in
I
Clark
think we've
County,
got our-
Southern Nevada.
Yeah, we've got our
There's
work
enough
cut out.
schools.
there's 3,000 schools in Clark County alone. That's a pretty big fish
we've
to
got
fry.
it, yeah,
to-
we've got our work cut
There
out
are
for
that
us.
many? 3,000 schools?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Jeepers, that's huge.
There's 2 million people in Las Vegas now.
Yeah,
The
a lot of people.
Yes, it's grown.
and that's how it's the second largest school district in the entire country.
Yes. If there are people listening in other counties like Nye County or any of the other ones, if they were interested in your program, if they reached out to you, would you turn them down, or would you be open to going and talking to them?
Going and performing there.
Yes. If a school reached out to you from, say, Pahrump.
Oh yeah, surrounding areas that are close enough.
Yes.
Yeah, I
You'd be
think,
willing
yeah.
to do it.
yeah, that was one of our, when we first relocated to the Las Vegas area, that's one of our first areas that we started doing regular assemblies was in Pahrump. There's 3 schools out there, or there was at the time. I'm not sure how many now. Yeah.
Probably more.
Yeah. But yeah, they had us the first year, and then they said, you have to come back next year. You have to come back next year. And they just did not want any of their kids to miss our assembly. So they just kept having us come back over and over again.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now the $10,000, that's going to go for materials, and is that going to be for instruments, musical instruments, or?
So we're not doing the instrument program to get instruments into the schools. We're just hoping that kids will go again and approach their parents or their caregivers about, helping them get into that. I think that is an overwhelming and amazing that they're still doing it in South Carolina.
Virginia,
Oh.
Charlottesville, Virginia.
Okay.
If people in other areas want to do it, they can always contact Music for Hope,
Sure.
and we can. It may not be Mama's Wranglers, but
Uh-huh.
we can help set up a group and help them set up a group in their area that can do the same thing.
This
We can send them an outline of how the program works and what they need to
sure.
do.
Well, you've got the
and
mold
assist
now.
them.
You've got the mold, and you've seen the impact, and you
Yeah.
know how it works, and so you can just hopefully transport it into other states. If
Yeah,
you can find
actually, we
organizations
did
to do
that
it.
back in the 90s when we first started Music for Hope, and we were in 7 states and in Canada with where we had chapters that were duplicating our programs
Wow.
in other areas. So it's
Cool.
a very doable thing.
Yes.
It's just we can't send Mama's Wranglers there everywhere. They're busy
No.
enough here.
Absolutely. How do the Wranglers feel about it? Are they very enthusiastic and supportive of this program? Do they
Again-
believe in what you're trying to do?
Again, they believe wholeheartedly with it and the
Yes.
power of music. And so they love to see people happy and clapping along and singing along. And one of the thoughts to just put out there for viewers is that I've had several, like I was mentioning, somebody called about using a credit card. That was a gentleman that has a child in elementary school, and he works for a corporation. And he said, my corporation, my business wants to donate to get it into this school. Can you make sure that it goes into this school because
Yes.
it's my child, you know?
Sure.
And so, yeah, people that, work for companies that like to be involved in the community, that want to be able to help see this program succeed for kids and to help shape the future of our kids, our next generation. Those are the people that we're looking for.
Yes. Cool. What volunteer opportunities are there available in Music for Hope? Let's go there, because yours is a tailored program. So
Yeah. Well, we have opportunities for musicians that would like to perform at memory care or assisted living. Um, Generally looking for live musicians that play an instrument and sing. We try to avoid karaoke. It's just a personal thing with me. But we try and promote live music. And we always need people that can help out with certain things like social media and with fundraising. So they can go on to our website at musicforhope.org, and we'll have a page there that will outline current available volunteer openings and how they can apply.
Okay. Would you like to give out that website again? And John will be sure and put it on the screen.
Sure. Yeah, you can reach us at musicforhope.org, and we have a website. I try and update it occasionally, every couple of years, anyways. And they can also call the office at our phone number if you want the phone number too.
Absolutely.
That's 702-880-7900. And a lot of times we don't have any full-time staff. Actually, we have no paid staff at all. Everything is volunteer. I don't get paid. I don't collect a paycheck from Music for Hope.
Sure.
All the money that's donated goes directly to programs and keeping music alive. That's what it's all about. So we don't have a full-time office staff. So if you get a voicemail, just leave a voicemail, and someone, probably me, will get back to you within 24 hours or so. But
okay, now we know Tony's doing the fundraisers. Do you have other fundraisers throughout the year? Events?
Recently, we haven't been doing very many events. We've just because we have a very low staffing level and we don't have a budget for events. But any events that we do have will be posted on our website. So check back on our website, musicforhope.org, and you can find out about upcoming events.
Okay. I'd like to thank you both for coming on the program today. Wish you well with your musicforhope.org program that you already have in existence, and wish you well with your fundraiser, Tony. I
Thank you.
hope it's going to be a huge success, and
Thank you.
it's wonderful that you and your Wranglers family is giving back so much.
We're amazed at you and Gift of Giving and all the lives that you touch. So,
well, we hope
hats off to you.
We hope we change some lives, and hopefully for the better too. So thank you again, both of you, for being with us. And thank you, the viewer, for tuning in. If you know of anybody who could benefit either through Music for Hope or who would like to support Tony's Operation Music, please reach out to them, and please share this interview with other people who could also be interested. I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in. If you have any comments or questions, please reach out to me at stephen@thegiftofgiving.vegas. I'd also like to thank the show's producer, John Stiles, and station owner. Thank you, John. Without you, we wouldn't be able to have this program, nor would I be able to have it without the sponsors. I'd like to thank, obviously, the Firelight Barn for their continued support, Priority Wealth Partners, Pacific Coast Capital, and my business partner, RJ Champion. You'll hear his message at the end of this program. And I'd also like to thank friends of the Gift of Giving. These are viewers that wish to remain anonymous, but also donate funds to keep this program on the air. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. And again, thank you, the viewers, tuning in. Hope you'll tune in again next week. In the meantime, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
Mr. RJ Champion is proud to sponsor WWDB-TV's series, The Gift of Giving, and wishes the program much success. Congratulations and gratitude to the featured guests and the organizations they represent. Our community is well served by your tireless efforts to make Nevada a better state for all its residents.